Yo, if you haven't tried magic mushrooms yet, you totally should. Because today I'm gonna be sharing my first ever experience with them with you all. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Tyler Egan. I am an in-person trainer and an online health and fitness coach. And today I'm gonna be sharing my first experience with Psyilocybin Magic Mushrooms. I cheat so hard because magic mushrooms, that's what I call them. I don't really call them shrooms or psilocybin. I just did that to sound fancy. Have been such a profound, useful tool in my journey into understanding myself mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally. When I embarked on my health and fitness journey 6.5 years ago, I had no idea what I was getting myself into. Because what started as me just trying to look better naked, truly that was the reason I did this, has turned into something so much more, fucking more. And so I just want to kind of like rewind for anyone who's never listened to my podcast or follows me on Instagram. The links to that will be down below if you want to. But for quick context for anybody who doesn't, I got started in health and fitness 6.5 years ago. I had an addiction to alcohol. And one day I just like look myself in the mirror. I'm like, yo, dude, I'm shit-faced drunk, by the way, at my parents' house, shit-faced drunk. I don't know how I remember this. Look myself in the mirror. I'm like, yo, dude, how do you expect anyone to like or love you if you don't like or love you? I didn't say that chill. I was like pretty angry. And from that moment forward, everything changed. Just kidding. It took me like 6 months before I finally joined the gym, but I realized I had to do something. It took me 6 months to finally grow the courage to actually start going to the gym. I've had a huge fear of judgment most of my life, and so that held me back from getting started sooner. Anyway, I finally joined the gym, and it took me time before I kicked the addiction to alcohol, but to rewind it even further, the whole reason I started to drink like a fish was there's probably things in my childhood, whatever, but when I was 20 years old, I got out of a relationship with the first woman that I ever loved, and it devastated me. I had absolutely no idea how to handle my emotions, and that was very clear from the moment her and I broke up, because it just ended very poorly, and I found myself unable to do anything. The only thing that seemed right was alcohol, and so I just started drinking a lot. Now, what I didn't realize I was doing at the time was just like burying things down. Like I was suppressing everything. I was angry and bitter and sad all the time. I was hopeless as fuck. And I'm grateful as hell that I finally joined the gym, but it probably wasn't until 2020 that I started to really look inward and be like, what, like, who am I? Who the fuck am I? And so that was 2017, I guess, started. 2020 is when, 3 years later, I finally started like look inward instead of just trying to change my physical appearance. I was like, who am I in here? So COVID helped me with that. 2020 helped me with that. 2021 came around and I finally quit my full-time job of 8.5 years and I started doing all of this stuff, and it started to expose myself more to me. Like I realized how much shit I hadn't dealt with, like childhood trauma and like emotional stuff, mental stuff. Like I just never dealt with it. Fast forward to 2022, 2021, I moved back in with my parents, dealt with a lot of stuff, moved out a 1.5 years later, and then I moved into my own apartment, which is where I'm at right now. And September of 2022, so what's that, 9 months ago? One of my clients was talking to me about mushrooms one day, and I was just like, yo, I would love to try it. So he hooked me up, and I took them. Now, I was downstairs, because I'm at my apartment right now, I was downstairs, and I ate them, and it like 40 minutes go by, and I'm just like, what the fuck is this supposed to do? I'm just, you know what, I'm done with this, I'm leaving. So there's a trail near my house, a mile that way, so I drove my car over there, and it all fucking hit me. The mushrooms hit me in the middle of the woods. And I'm getting the chills right now because I'm just like, I got overwhelmed with this sense of love, and it hit me how much my ex-girlfriend actually loved me, because for some reason I told myself that wasn't true, and how much love I had inside of my own heart. And I was just in the middle of in the woods, bawling my fucking eyes out. And I know, like, I can't fully explain it to this day, because I even still, there are times where more of it comes up and I'm just like, how much is buried down there? And it was the most fascinating experience of my life. I've tried mushrooms probably a dozen times since, and I've had some profound experiences since then as well. There was one time I took them on New Year's, and I'm like laying on the floor in my apartment, and I just feel myself die and be reborn like 6 times. I felt like I had given birth to a new version of me, and I felt like I went through child labor, and I actually remembered it this time. It was so interesting. And even this past weekend, the same thing happened to me, and I'm sitting in my apartment eating Chipotle, watching a movie, and the mushrooms set in on me, and I just realized to myself, Bella's gonna die. Now, if you don't know, Bella is my family dog. She lives with my parents, but I adore this dog. And I'm just like, she's gonna die. And then I said it like 2 more times, and then the emotions flooded my body. I was like, oh my God, she's gonna fucking die. Like, I felt joy because of how much I care about my dog and how much I love her. And then I felt sad because like, she's really gonna die. And it put into perspective to me just how important life is. Like this moment right here, right now, as I'm speaking this, like I am in real time, like processing everything I'm saying. Every time I share shit like this, it helps me just as much as it hopefully will help one of you. And I'm not sitting here saying everyone should do mushrooms. All I'm saying is people, like if you're like on your health and fitness journey, I'm working on things like mentally and spiritually, but it's all connected. You cannot separate your mental health from your physical health because you can't separate your mind from your freaking body. And just like you can't separate your psychology from the rest of your body, which is going to dictate a lot of your emotions, it all matters. And in that moment, when I realized my dog was going to die, I realized how much everything matters. Mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, like it's all connected and it all has to be aligned. And I recognize that the goals that we all, I hope that train isn't too loud, all the goals that we all set for ourselves are so fucking irrelevant. Every single goal that you set for yourself is irrelevant because you know what you're after on the other side of that is the feeling of it. When I embarked on my health and fitness journey 6.5 years ago, I just wanted to feel love again. And it took me 8.5 years from the moment my ex-girlfriend and I broke up till probably even longer, until this past September in 2022 when I actually felt it again. It took me like 8.5, 9 years before I felt it again. But it was that feeling that I was after. And so many of the things that I was trying to pursue, getting big and getting strong, I just let go of. And then 2 weeks ago, I hit a deadlift PR, an all-time deadlift PR of 405. Maybe I'll put it up on the screen here. It's actually on my YouTube channel already. I hit an all-time deadlift PR, and I haven't even been deadlifting. I'm getting the chills right now because I let go of this idea of the fact that I have to get strong and big, and like I just deadlifted 405 pounds after I lost 10 pounds. So the moral of all this, what I'm trying to get to is you don't have to do magic mushrooms, but what I'm trying to get to is the goals you set for yourself are great because they give you a target, but they're not the end all be all. All they are is a target. It's the feelings we're after. And this is why when people join my coaching program, I go hard and discuss with them, why do you want this? Do you want to feel happy and confident again? Cool. Guess what? That is a feeling that you can generate. You can generate that feeling and give it to yourself right here and right now. And then the goals will come so much faster. I hope this is setting into my brain because it is the goddamn truth. So thank you guys so much for tuning in today's video. Thank you for watching this long. If you took anything from this video, please drop a comment down below, one thing you took from this. If you've ever tried mushrooms, let me know down below. I'd be really curious to hear your experience. Share it with me, and I'm gonna peace out now.